Hello children. In my previous videos, you all have completed Chapter 2 Principles of Management. So this is a practice video which will consist of certain case studies. This will help you understand the types of question which may occur under this chapter. So before we go forward, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. What did Taylor want to communicate through mental revolution? So Taylor want to communicate complete transformation on behalf of both management and the workers in their attitude, despite of a complete or a sudden change in everything across the organization. And apart from that, he expects managers to share their surplus with workers, and in return workers should work with devotion, with complete devotion towards the organization. Question 2. What is the difference between management principles and techniques? Principles are the guidelines for managerial actions and decisions, and techniques are different methods or procedures which involve n number of steps for achieving certain goals. Question 3. Are the management principles static? No, they are not static, they are flexible. That means they can be molded, they can be used as per the situation and the organization. Question 4. How are management principles derived? Management principles or any principles can be derived by repeated experimentation and deep observation. Question number 5. Identify the management principles in the following cases. So, reading these sentences, we have to find out which management principle is applied here. First, it insists on parity or balance between authority and responsibility. So, the answer is already hidden in this line. Balance between authority and responsibility is the keyword, and answer is authority and responsibility. Second, it lays down code of conduct in an organization. So where code of conduct comes, it means discipline. It points out the importance of encouraging people to give suggestions. So when we encourage employees to give suggestion, it is initiative. It suggests that employees should not leave the organization frequently. That means stability of tenure. All right. Next, it ensures key decision by top level management and routine decisions by middle and lower level management. That means there is authority at all the levels of management. So this is centralization and decentralization. It ensures orders from one boss over one subordinate. That means unity of command. It points out the importance of following line of authority or hierarchy to communicate and passing on the instruction. When we follow a line of authority, we are using the principle of scalar chain. It ensures that organization's interest is more important than personal interest of employee. That means if something comes across where organization's interest is more important, the employees should let go their own personal interest. So this is subordination of individual interest to general interest. It insists on orderly arrangement of men and material. Answer is already hidden here. Orderly arrangement, the principle of order. It replaces I with we to encourage team spirit. I with we and team spirit are the keywords for spirit de corps. It ensures fair and adequate wages and salaries. Wages and salaries are what? Remuneration for any person. Okay. So next, it provides division of work as per the capabilities of employees. Answer is already here. Division of work. It suggests that there should be 1 unit for 1 plan. So these are the keywords which I am underlining along with the explanation. So please focus on always underlining the keywords. It will help you find out the answer quickly. So 1 unit for 1 plan, that means unity of direction. It ensured fair and just treatment. Fair and just treatment and no discrimination among employees. That means it is principle of equity. Going ahead, question number 6. Which principle of FAIL cannot be applied when organization is following the technique of functional foremanship? In other words, functional foremanship violates which principle of FAIL? Here we see a lot of bosses over one worker. So the principle of unity of command is violated here. Question 7. Which technique of Taylor overlooks the principle of equity? So when we are paying different wages to different workers, we are applying the technique of differential piece wage system, and at the same time we are violating or overlooking the principle of equity. Question number 8. Which principle of FAIL Taylor's technique of functional foremanship is based upon? So this functional foremanship is violating unity of command, but it is based on one principle of FAIL. It is division of labor. Okay, so here we are dividing work to a lot of extent. Question number 9. Name any 2 companies who have successfully applied standardization and simplification of work. We have a lot of companies in the list. Here I have mentioned Apple, Reliance, Nike, Puma. These are the leading brands, leading companies working in our country. So they have successfully applied standardization and simplification of different kinds of operations in their organizations. Question number 10. Which principle is violated in the following cases? So here we will understand that which principle is not followed in these following cases. Understand? Going ahead. First, when a worker receives order from more than one bosses. More than one bosses, that means unity of command is violated. When an employee is given responsibility to achieve target of 500 units and he can access raw material for only 400 units. So that means more of responsibility and lesser of authority. It is authority and responsibility. When a worker is wasting time in search of toolbox, so which principle is not followed here? Because person is not getting the things on place. Principle of order. When manager grants 1 month leave to a supervisor and only 1 week medical leave to an accountant, so he is uh, he is not following the principle of equity, which restricts any kind of disparity or discrimination between one or other employees. Manager promises to pay workers extra wages if they work overtime but later refuses to pay. It is remuneration, principle of remuneration, because here the wages are concerned. Here the remuneration of an employee, a worker is concerned. Employee spends a lot of time searching for client files as they do not have proper storage space to keep all the things organized. So here again principle of order. Purchase manager gave order of raw material to his relative for rupees 100 per quintal when the same is available for rupees 90 per quintal. So here he is thinking about his own personal benefit and avoiding or not taking care of the organizational interest. So this is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Let us see another question. Question 11. Identify the techniques in the following cases. So we have to find out the techniques of tailor. Please pay attention on the question first, because many times if you will not read this first line carefully, you might misunderstand and mix all the things all together. Like if techniques are asked, you might have answered some principles of Fayol or Taylor, because there is a lot of similarity between all these things. So consider the first line or the question very carefully. First, it insists on hiring specialists for every job. Technique. It is functional foremanship, because here we are finding out experts for 8 different kinds of jobs. It insists on paying higher wages to efficient workers. Which techniques help us to find out efficient workers over inefficient workers? It is differential piece weight system. Next, it insists on using most optimum way of doing a job. Most optimum way. That means method study. Most optimum, best method to do a job. This is method study. It brings uniformity and standardization. It is already clear standardization and simplification. Strongest motivator for worker to reach standard performance. Workers will strive hard, they will do a lot of hard work to at least reach the standard performance. This is differential piece weight system. Question number 12. It points out the danger and cost of unnecessary labor turnover. So more of labor leaving our organization. It is which principle? It is stability of tenure of personnel. Name the device which permits direct communication between employees working at the same level. So in scalar chain there is one provision which helps the two employees from two different departments working at the same level a communication in need of any kind of emergency. So it is gangplank. Under which principle? Scalar chain. Okay. Question number 14. Identify the scientific principles. Here we have to find out scientific principles. There should be equal distribution of work and responsibility between workers and management should work almost side by side with workers helping them. This is coordination, not individualism. Okay, so this is a next step ahead of harmony, not discord. Second, there is only one best method to maximize efficiency, and this method should be developed by study and analysis and not by managers' wits or by chance. If a technique would have been asked, we would have given the answer method study, but here scientific principle is asked. So we have to write science, not rule of thumb. Okay, so did you see that we if a scientific technique would have asked under this question, the correct answer would be method study. Okay, so see how similar these things are. Next, it is an extension of principle of harmony, not discord, and welcomes suggestions of employees. So harmony, not discords has an extension. Which is another scientific principle. It is coordination, not individualism. Workers should be given adequate training to achieve their best efficiency. This is development of workers to their greatest efficiency. Fifth, management should share gains with workers and there should be complete mental revolution in management and workers to achieve organizational goals. So this is harmony, not discord. Last question. Name the technique which is an extension of principle of division of work and specialization. We have already discussed a similar kind of thing in a previous question. It is functional foremanship. So I'm done with this assignment. I hope you have understood it well. If you have any questions, any queries, or your feedback or suggestion, please write it in the comment box. Thank you so much, children, for watching.